Well, I listened to a guy named Greg give a video, and he was given some amazing claims that he had experienced by using the hydrogen. And so they were fantastic claims. And who doesn't want to be healthy? I'm on a journey of trying to become more healthy. So I figured this was the thing. It seemed like it was a bit expensive. So I started researching and then found that most machines are about that price, but this one was a little bit different than the others. So I bought it and tried it. And the first day I noticed, no, not a bunch. It felt like I was starting to cleanse just a little bit. I felt like just a tiny bit dizzy. And I thought, well, this is probably enough for the day. But then after I put the cannula down, I started thinking about the machine, and I went about my daily work, and I just kept thinking about how good I felt while I was breathing the hydrogen. So I slept pretty good that night, and I was excited to get up and get it the next morning. So when I breathed it the next morning, that's when I really noticed it. I felt like I had drank coffee, and I don't drink coffee anymore. I haven't for about 5 years, but it was like I had drinking a cup of coffee. And so this was quite exciting. My cognitive started clearing up a little bit. I thought I could think normal anyway, but it just seemed to get clearer, which was quite exciting for me. Well, yeah, so basically now I get up. First thing I do is I've got my machine. Well, actually, I get up at about 6, turn the machine on, then I go back to bed for a couple minutes. It's about 30 minutes for it to saturate. Then I get up, pour the water in, get me some to drink, and then I get a batch going to breathe. As soon as it's getting ready to breathe, I'll sit on that for an hour and just kind of meditate, or just sit there and breathe the air in, or the hydrogen. And then I'll just try to drink the water as often as I can, but about 3 to 4 quarts throughout the day, which is really saying something for me, because a quart to 2 quarts, and then I would try to make my fluid up in other things like juice, because I just couldn't handle that much water. But now I've actually cut back on the juice and added more water to the diet, because it just tastes delicious. I find myself thinking about it. But so anyway, I around lunchtime, I get on and I try to breathe for about 30 minutes. I don't always get that opportunity, but then in the evening, I get on and breathe it for another hour before I go to bed. The only thing that I run up against when I breathe it at night is it gives you energy. And so I'm a little bit amped if I do it immediately before bed. I'm a little bit amped, but an hour before bed makes more vivid dreams and just clear, better sleep. I don't know how else to describe it. I would say that you've got to at least try it. It's very therapeutic. I mean, it's quantifiable. And you start noticing the results within the first 30 minutes. I mean, the first 30 minutes for me, I actually had like little tears starting to squeeze out of my eyes that had never happened before. The backs of my hands were dry in wintertime, but they're not. They're soft. I feel like I've been using lotion, but I don't need to use any of that. Yeah, I'd like to add, in all the research that I've done so far up to this point, this machine makes the purest hydrogen that I've found. And so that makes me happy on my path of purity.